Hi guys, it's Rick Shiels down here at Quest Golf Studio here in Lytham, and I've got some COBRA King wedges to test. COBRA King wedges, I've never really done a wedge test with a COBRA club before, so this is going to be a first. I'm going to do it like I've done wedge tests in the past, 20-yard shots, 50-yard shots and 100-yard shots with Pro Vs, so we can kind of see how it spins on the sim software. I like the look of these. From the offset, I like the look of these. Now, the only COBRA wedge I've ever had was a Trusty Rusty, going back years, and it was an amazing wedge. I loved it. They've kind of moved away from that Trusty Rusty only recently to have a bit more of a polished look of a wedge, and I think these look very sleek and very polished. Brought the King tag back into these COBRA wedges as well. I've got this in a 56, which is a versatile grind. So the toe and the heel have been shaved away so you can open it or play it neutral. And then I've got 3 60-degree wedges. I've got a traditional wedge which hasn't got the toe and the heel grind. So just very much a straight looking grind on the bottom. I've then got a versatile 60, which again you've got the heel and the toe grinded out a little bit so you can open the face up and do a little bit more with it. And then a wide sole wedge as well, with not a lot of bounce, only 4 degrees, but the wide sole wedge is helping the bottom of the club interact better with the surface. Should we give them a hit? Let's give this a test. So I'm going to, like I said, with all the wedge tests I've done before, I've done it with 56 and thrown in a couple of the 60 degrees as well, so we'll have a look at that. First impression behind the ball, I like the shape of that a lot. It's a very simplistic design. It's got a little bit of curvature on the bottom edge. It's got a very long neck. And what they've done different to the Trusty Rusty is they've made the face or the head kind of stronger. Not harder, but stronger, not as flimsy. So extra padding, a kind of a slightly thicker top line, but very well disguised. So it's satin across the top and then chrome, so it kind of makes it look disguised, almost hidden, which again is a nice little feature. Right, so this is 56 in the versatile setting. I'm going to pitch them out 20 yards first. Whenever I've done wedge reviews in the past, spin rate for this shot's normally around 5,000 RPM. So 20-yard chip first. Oh, it's run on. I hit that too hard. Hit that way too hard. So that carried at, no, it carried at 19. Sorry, that was my misjudgment more than anything there. Spun at 4,100. Felt like a lovely strike, but I've just, sorry, I was a bit in the description of the shot rather than the distance that time. So I'm trying to finish it at 20. That's better. Much better. Yeah, I needed to land it short of the green for this one. It's a different shaped green on this new software. It's not a circle green. So that finished at 20. It spun up at just under 4,000. So a little bit low on these lower spinning shots. Like I say, I've seen wedges with 5,000 spin rates on shots of this length. And these feel like good hits. Let's go one more. Oh, that's hard, very firm, that one. That just shows my level of wedge skill at the moment isn't quite on point, let's say. 17 yards and spun up at 4,000. So just under that 4,000 mark. Now let's just throw in, in fact I'm going to go wide sole 60. I'm going to go wide sole 60 on this, because this is quite a nice looking head on this one. This is the big wide sole, only 4 degrees of bounce. I feel like I could really kind of, it gives the impression that I could spoon this under the shot. What COBRA have also done in the more lofted clubs, as the club gets more lofted, they've made the grooves wider and more shallow, so to get more surface area, because as you would imagine, as you start to lean that club backwards, the grooves are effectively having less interaction. If you were to keep the grooves the same, it would have less interaction. So they've widened them and made them more shallow, so that when the wedge leans backwards, and certainly when you start to open, the grooves are still taking part in the shot. They've also got a very subtle, varied milling across the face, almost like a secondary groove, a very thin one. Looks like sandpaper when you look at it. It's not dead easy to see on camera. I think I got one close-up which I'll throw in there to show you. So this is the wide sole one. It's only got 4 degrees of bounce, but I don't feel like it's going to dig into the ground because of that extra wide sole. I'll still go 20 yards again, see if I can just throw one up there this time at 20. There we go. That's what I'm used to. That had a little bit more loft on it. I could fly it over there a little bit longer. That's going to be, maybe not super spinny, but felt very nice on the shot anyway. Yeah, more than the 56 on that type of shot, which again you would imagine. So that felt nice. That felt quite easy to hit. Right, let's move out to, how far did I say? 50 yards. Let's throw some at 50 yards. Now, probably just need to, I'll just move this sim back. So 50 yard pitches, I'm going to do it with the 56 because that's what I've been doing the wedge reviews in. Again, spin rate would normally be about the kind of 7,000 mark on a shot like this. I'm going to have to probably just travel a little bit. Oh no, it's okay. It's got there. Felt good, felt responsive off the face, feels soft. They're not a forged iron. They're not super soft, super forged. I don't think many wedges do go forward now. 7,500, that's good. Some good spin rates. Some very nice spin rates indeed. And what I like about this versatile 56 is that I can throw it open, the face open if I needed to, because of the heel grind. It's allowing me to open the face if I need to. And the front edge doesn't sit up aggressively. I don't need to do it on this particular shot, but it's worth having in the locker anyway. I just have to sit down a little bit. Well, my control is definitely not on point at the moment. I felt good with the wedge again. 55 carry that time. Spun at 6,600. So like I say, 7,000 is normally the 50 yard mark. The first one achieved that. The second one was just a little bit shy of that. In fact, the first one went 7,000, 7,500. Right. One more shot at 50 and then we'll throw it back to 100. Hit the flag. Oh, nearly slam dunk. Just getting my range in now. So 50 yards carry. Didn't quite grab and stop. It seemed to, yeah, 6,800 spin. So good spin rate still. Didn't quite grab onto. Right, let's go back to 100 yards away. Okay, back to 100 yards. So normally a spin rate for this would be about the 10,000 mark. 10,000 RPM spin rate. Let's see how this performs with the 56. So 100 yards. That looks good. Over the flag and zip back. Yeah, nice bit of spin there. Nice bit of control. Why am I better at 100 yards now? I'm at 20. That's quite worrying. What did that spin out? That felt spinny. You know, you hit it, it felt spinny. Wowzer. 11,295. That is right up there with the top amount of spin that I've had on a wedge shot from 100. 12,000. Control central. Control central. Right. Let's hit another one. Again, this looks good. I'm preferring these on the fuller shots. I'm preferring the feel on the fuller shots. Maybe just because the 56 wouldn't be maybe the 20 yard shot that I would normally play, it would be the 60 degree. 11,000 again, this is really spinning up a lot for this type of shot, for this length of shot. Let's go one more at 100 yards. I definitely know where I need to work on my game a little bit. From 20 to 50 yards is where I need to work on my game. Felt fantastic again. Very responsive off the face. What's that spun up at? 11,300. So on those long ones, that is spinning like crazy. With enough loft on the short ones, it's spinning like crazy. I think there's enough versatility in the different options, from the classic to the wide sole to the versatile grind settings. These are class wedges. Very, very nice wedges indeed. They look the part. Yeah, I like them a lot. I understand why they would have moved away from the trusty or the trusty rusty idea, because I don't know, I think they lose a bit of that sparkle. You know, I like the shiny chrome finish on them. Good wedges, Cobra King wedges. Definitely go and try them, give them a go, make sure you get the right grind and the right loft options. If you're going to get any wedge, make sure that's key, because grind is becoming more knowledgeable about it. Bounce was the big thing a few years ago, and now it's mixed up with bounce and grind. Speak to someone who knows their information about wedges and get fit correctly. Guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. If you have, do subscribe by clicking the big button here. Comment below, like the video. King Cobra wedges. I am now going to practice for at least 3 hours on my 20 to 50 yard control of my shots. Guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.